It's your boy Jed Wrestling here, back with some more weekly wrestling news. This is a weekly installment where we look at the hottest news stories in pro wrestling over the past 7 days. Minor stories, major stories, we cover it all, and we're most certainly starting off with a major story as Odyssey Jones has been released from the WWE. This is a report. It feels like forever since it came out. Not gonna lie, it came out after Weekly Wrestling News, not last Tuesday, excuse me. But Odyssey Jones has been released by WWE. At first, this caused a lot of confusion among wrestling reporters because it was just like he'd been taken off the WWE roster, like the internal roster page. So people were saying like maybe it was a glitch, but it is not a glitch because we have some more information that has come out. Odyssey Jones has been released. Upon allegations of domestic violence, there's been no charges, no arrest yet for Odyssey Jones, but he has lost his job with the WWE, and it's kind of unfortunate. I was a big Odyssey Jones fan, and I was really excited when he came out on Raw with the New Day and all that, because like he had been like just like stuck nowhere ever since he'd been drafted back in May. He had spent over a year on the shelf. Then he finally got to he finally got to Monday Night Raw. Now he's got fired. There might not be truth to the allegations, and they might look to re-sign Odyssey Jones like they did with Enzo Amore when allegations towards him were proven false. But yet Odyssey Jones is gone right now, and it's a shame. I thought like that would really benefit the New Day story, like what they have going right now, if they had Odyssey Jones in it, because obviously the fact like Xavier Woods saying that Kofi Kingston's just trying to replace Big E. Maybe blame them for that because I don't even think like well, the New Day were on Raw, but they haven't been featured as prominently ever since the news that Odyssey Jones was released or the decision was made for him to be released because they were just like the week before like last week on Monday Night Raw, not yesterday but last week, they were just like hanging around backstage just like they were doing this week. But they are going to be getting a tag team title match next week, so that might cause some that might like bring some more intrigue to the story of Xavier Woods turning against Kofi Kingston. Um, WWE moved their headquarters to TKO Holdings, which is like I guess a building where WWE and UFC can combine their businesses. And now that since they moved away from the old WWE headquarters in Greenwich, Connecticut, that place is now up for sale. No asking price, no set asking price yet. But can you imagine it? Can you imagine like buying WWE headquarters, having that building be yours? If I had the money, I would totally shoot for it. But right now, there's no set asking price. But yeah, it is up for sale. So if you could maybe possibly be interested in buying, then I guess you can do that. It's probably going to be a lot of money though, because it's like several acres long, I think, and like it's a massive building. Yeah, we have the all out results right here. This pay-per-view took place on Saturday. AEW All Out, less than 2 weeks after All In. But yeah, we're gonna jump into it right now. All out results right here. We're gonna recap the show. MJF defeated Daniel Garcia. This is a very personal rivalry, and I've been a big fan of this rivalry. MJF versus Daniel Garcia, obviously. The big blow off match, MJF was able to defeat Daniel Garcia. The Young Bucks defeated the BCC to retain the AEW Tag Team titles. I find it funny how the Young Bucks just went from never defending their titles to now defending them on two straight pay-per-views. I find that pretty funny. Will Ospreay defeated Pac to retain the International Championship. Chris Statlander would defeat Willow Nightingale in a Chicago street fight, which was a pretty fun match. Not anywhere near as far as Hangman Page versus Swerve Strickland. We're going to talk about that. Kazuchika Okada defeated Mark Briscoe, Orange Cassidy, and Konosuke Takeshita to retain the Continental Championship. Mercedes Moné defeated Hikaru Shida to retain the TBS Championship. Bryan Danielson defeated Jack Perry to retain the AEW title. Of course, Jack Perry, the current TNT champion, and Bryan Danielson was able to defeat him. And then after the match, we had Jon Moxley attack Bryan Danielson because, of course, he's had more of a mysterious heel arc more recently. He's telling Tony Schiavone, "This is not your company anymore," and now he's attacking Bryan Danielson, kicking him out of the BCCC. I mean, the BCC, not the BCCC. I don't know what I'm saying, but John Moxley. This is when things got a little ridiculous. Okay, so John Moxley obviously attacked Bryan Danielson. He brought out a plastic bag and put it over his face, trying to suffocate him. Yeah, I kid you not. John Moxley tried to suffocate Bryan Danielson with a plastic bag. Let me tell you. I'm sorry. If you don't have the adrenal strength needed or the thought needed to rip a plastic bag and your life is in danger, you are a wimp. This is Bryan Danielson, the same Bryan Danielson that defeated Triple H, Batista, and Randy Orton all on the same night at WrestleMania 30 with an injured shoulder. This is the same Bryan Danielson that just beat Jack Perry on the top of his game. He doesn't have the adrenal strength and or thought process to rip a plastic bag. I'm a vocal AEW defender that was dumb. But and then we moved on to our main. I'm sorry, we moved on to our main event of Hangman Adam Page. I believe this was the main event. Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland and a lights out steel cage match. And AEW is getting a lot of flack from their fans right now. I wouldn't say their fans, more like their critics right now. Be excuse me. Because this match went pretty far right here. You had they slammed each other on cinder blocks. That we saw a chair shot to the head in this match, an unprotected chair shot to the head from Hangman to Swerve. Hangman was just stapling Swerve Strickland right in the chest with a staple gun, and he just stood there laughing, which was pretty interesting. He ripped out Swerve Strickland's grills, which I guess that's classic extreme violence right here, removing Swerve Strickland's grills. And then he apparently drugged Swerve Strickland. He brought out this like injector thing, and he shoved it in Swerve Strickland's mouth, injected him right through his cheek. So he drugged Swerve Strickland. I don't know what's going on there, but Hangman Adam Page was able to defeat Swerve in a lights out match, that did a lights out cage match. Did this match go too far? That's a fair argument. I mean, like it's cool and unique spots, like you see grills being ripped out, and then like like drugs, like he literally drugged Swerve Strickland. But that you have to remember that type of wrestling isn't for everybody. Not everybody's gonna enjoy that because obviously, but most of the people that enjoy it, I think, are the classic ECW fans who see a lot of Extreme Championship Wrestling and AEW's hardcore matches that they have on pay-per-view. But if you thought this was a little too far, I do not blame you whatsoever. It was definitely a little much that match. I will admit that. Well, of course, it was a big blow off. This feud's been going on for a while. I don't know. You just have to think that that type of wrestling isn't for everybody. Not everybody's gonna enjoy that. Some people are just gonna think that's sick and disgusting. But you know, you've gotta appeal to all you've got to appeal to all demographics of the audience. So I could understand. Like there's still the hardcore deathmatch fans out there, and they know that. So they just want to appeal to all demographics. So I could I guess like stuff like that could be justified, but I respect you if you think it was a little much. I'm sorry that I was so winded about that, but our last story today, Cody Rhodes, WWE, and WWE sponsorship partner Fanatics are being sued by Wesley Isala, who is a punk rock star. He trademarked the term American Nightmare in 2016, and he had an agreement with Cody Rhodes for his merchandise that the term American Nightmare can be like small on shirts and like some other things overshadow it. But apparently they've breached that agreement with certain items that were sold at Fanatics Fest. Since of course the American Nightmare words were very prominent on some of those shirts. So now he's suing WWE as well as Cody Rhodes and Fanatics. We'll have to see if this impacts Cody Rhodes' use of the American Nightmare name. Who knows? He might not be able to use it anymore. But yes, this has been weekly wrestling news right here. All Out was absolutely insane. That was the main topic of this wrestling news video. But yes, I hope you enjoyed. Jed Wrestling out.